shows few signs of genuine resolution. Now, the recent claims of military success must be seen against this backdrop of ongoing violence, which cast doubts on the effectiveness of current banditry in the nation. Nigerian battle against banditry in the nation, a triumph for temporary stay of insurgents in the nation. Once again, I welcome Dr. Abimbola Amoo officially. A temporary triumph in an ongoing conflict. Let's give kudos to the Nigerian military for eliminating the notorious bandit kingpin in the northwest zone, in person of Alilu Buzuzu Sububu. Many people are not aware, and that is why we have the dialogue to keep them updated and posted. Your reaction to that quick one, Dr. Abimbola Amoo?
It's a great victory to the army, but Nigeria, we still have a lot of things to do and to put in place to eliminate banditry completely. It's not a thing that started a day. It's a thing that is ongoing. When some people are not given the right place in terms of education, in terms of development, in terms of social amenities, in terms of governance, they will tend to be corrupt. They will tend to be robbers. They will tend to be people that always go against the government of that region. Most especially when they felt that they are no more in the rightful place in terms of power. All these things are accumulations of the result of what we have been temoring for years ago. In the years back, all these people that are turning themselves into bandits now are one time or the other political talk of some politicians. They are people that are neglected in the society then. They are people that are given a lot of money to fight against some set of people. And when they see that they cannot get all those money again, they turn themselves to be threat to the community, they defend themselves. So it's a thing that it has to be a collective responsibility of both the army, all the works, all the military and the social workers, all the people that ask one thing or the other to do with the security of the state. Because to my point of view, banditry doesn't start a day. It's a continuous thing. And it's as a result of poor governance, poor evaluation of people, poor understanding of people. The bandits we are talking about, they aren't evils. As I've always been saying.
They aren't.
They are not evils. They are human. But it was because of a philosophy that has changed their ways of reasoning.
Their orientation.
Their orientation to life. That has turned them to be threats to the community.
The persistence of banditry and insurgency raises deeper questions about Nigerian security apparatus. The position of insurgency in the land has increased fear in many Nigerians. Particularly in the northern side.
May I say this?
Okay.
The fact remains, I've always been saying this. These bandits we are talking about.
Engineer, it is Dr. Abimbola. Yeah, corrected. Good one.
The bandits we are talking about, they are not evils. They are human, and most of them are people within that locality. They are people that felt marginalized. There are people that felt that they are not in the rightful place of where they're supposed to be. And that is why they turn themselves to be threat to the society. So until we tackle the problems, it's like cutting a tree from the leaves without uprooting the stem and the root itself. So if you continue to say, we have killed one, we have killed the other, they have done this. No, those are not the ways to it. To my personal point of view. The community itself have they have a lot of things to do about banditry. The youths within the locality has a lot of things to do about the banditry. The political settings, they has a lot of things to do about the banditry. No talk of the military and the police. So it's a collective responsibility for the people at large, not just for the military or the paramilitary or the police alone. It is a collective responsibility.
Okay, doctor, it's a collective responsibility. Talking about the cause of deaths pull in the insurgency, let's talk about the 2022 Zamfara massacre. We have close to thousands of people died. From 4 to 6 January 2022, over 200 people were killed by bandits in Zamfara state. Nigeria in a series of massacres. This was the deadliest terrorist attack in recent Nigeria history. The Nigerian bandit conflict, in which thousands of people have been killed, began in 2011 and is linked to the Farmer Elder Clan conflict and the Boko Haram insurgency. Bandit gangs carry out attacks in several northwestern states, including mass kidnappings and massacres. Attacks in Zamfara state in 2021 include the kidnapping of 279 secondary school girls in Jangibe in February and the massacre of over 50 villagers in Zumi in June. Prior to the attacks, strikes by government forces on 3 January resulted in the deaths of over 100 bandits and the destruction of numerous bases. This led to bandits being pushed forward into the region where they carried out reprisal attacks. A few days later, the Nigerian government designated the bandits to be terrorists. The persistence of banditry and insurgencies raises deeper questions about Nigerian security apparatus. Despite consistent, the impact on the ground has been limited. Official statistics such as the claim that over 9,300 within the last year do not seem to correlate with the lived reality of those in affected regions. My question is, despite the killings, the brutal killings by the Nigerian army laid to the bandits, we still find out that they are not giving up. They are not surrendering. No retreat, no surrender to the bandits. Should we say the Nigerians' fight against the terrorism cannot be exacerbated?
We have to understand one basic thing. I've said it earlier, that fight against terrorism is beyond military fighting the terrorists. It starts to boil down to the locality of the people we have in there. Their threats. What are the things that has been causing this terrorism? What are the things that are giving them the feeling that they are being marginalized?
Let me come in. One of the most alarming aspects of the situation is the apparent impunity with which bandits operate.
Yeah, that we need to be holistic. The elders in those regions have to be called upon. The youth in those areas has to be looked into. There's always need for reorientation of the people. Let's believe these people that are called themselves terrorists, before they turn themselves to be terrorists, there are some hidden facts that we might not want to really look into during our investigations. Not all fights. I've always been saying this. Every fight in the world of the fight, it has to come back to the round table to discuss it. So when we say we are tired of terrorism, then is it only the military that we are using to fight against terrorism? No.
Should we draw our concern about internal sabotage towards insurgents, terrorism, banditry in Nigeria? Sabotage. Sabotage in the sense that there are some powerful figures, particularly in the northwest, profiting from the chaos. Should we say there are some people within the corridors of power, invisible cabals, sponsoring banditry in the nation?
There is nothing that is invisible. It is very, very visible. Very, very, very visible. The set of people that are sponsoring these people are the people who felt that they want to stand on their own. They want to cause chaos so that they will know that there is crisis. Because they are getting out of it. It is now getting clear that being a bandit, it pays than being a graduate. Because hijacking 100 people, 200 people, killing them we force the government or the people at the helm of Afia to pay them, and they pay them huge amount of money, and they don't feel the bad, they don't feel the pain. What they feel is that they must live within that periscope. They must live alongside with that terrorism. They must live according to their own personal feeling, not minding what might be the effect on the nation at large. So it's an internal organized thing that some set of people are gaining seriously from banditry and terrorism, and they are the ones sponsoring. Because the moment there was a time that a military general said this in Nigeria, that if a terrorism lasts for more than 24 hours, there is hand of the government in it. That means there are hand of people who are within the helms of affair in those things that are happening. You can't say you get to. There is no place in Nigeria that is not known. There is no place in Nigeria that military cannot get to. There is no place in Nigeria that they don't have leaders. There is no place in Nigeria that is not part of a local government. Then, that means people in that local government are the ones behind all these things. People within that territory are the ones causing all this havoc. They should be looked into. We should have an holistic style of looking at it, not just the normal way of fighting, killing. No. We must understand the set of people that are within this periscope. Who are their sponsors? Why are they sponsoring there? What do they stand to gain? How does it affect the community? Let us come up with a very. There was a particular time that some set of people would say they want to go and meet with the bandits. If they are really